You wake up one morning 50 years from now, healthy, calm, and successful in ways you never thought possible. You reach into your pocket, and there it is. The same little thing you've kept with you every single day. The thing that changed everything. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that something so small, something you can hold in your hand, could quietly shape your destiny, guide your thoughts, and even attract opportunities into your life for decades to come? There's a reason ancient thinkers, inventors, and even modern scientists talk about anchors, objects or habits that connect your present actions to your future success. Some people carried a coin, a crystal, or even a folded note with one simple phrase. Others carried nothing more than a daily reminder of intention. The strange part? Many of the world's most disciplined and successful people had one thing in common: they kept something with them at all times. In this video, you're going to learn what that small thing is, how it works on a psychological and energetic level, and why so many people swear it brought them luck, focus, and long-term success. You'll also discover the science behind why physical reminders can rewire your brain, and how ancient traditions used this exact technique long before modern psychology could explain it. But here's the twist: the true power of what you keep in your pocket isn't in the object itself, it's in what it teaches your mind every time you touch it. It's not about superstition. It's about creating a constant, silent conversation with your subconscious, reminding it what kind of life you are building. And when you do this every single day, year after year, the results are beyond what most people ever experience. So, stay with me till the end of this video, because by the time we're done, you'll not only know what to keep in your pocket, but you'll understand why it can become one of the most powerful and life-changing habits you'll ever form. You'll learn how to choose it, how to use it, and how this one act can connect your present self with your future success. Don't skip ahead. Every second of this will reveal something you've probably never heard before, and it might just shift how you see the simple things you carry every day. Welcome to Bright Mind Within, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern science to help you create the life you truly desire. If you're new here, take a second to subscribe and join thousands of minds awakening to their hidden potential. Think about the smallest things you do every day, the way you start your morning, the thoughts you repeat in your mind, the choices you make without even thinking. These tiny moments might feel meaningless on their own, but together, they shape the direction of your entire life. Change doesn't always come from something big or dramatic. More often, it begins quietly, with something small that you do again and again until it becomes part of who you are. Imagine planting a seed in the ground. At first, it's invisible. You water it, give it sunlight, and wait. Days pass, maybe weeks, and nothing seems to happen. Most people give up before they ever see a sprout. But the seed is working below the surface, pushing roots deep into the soil, preparing to grow strong enough to break through. That's exactly how small, consistent habits work. They take time, patience, and belief. But once they take root, they create changes that last a lifetime. The truth is, our lives are built on patterns. The way you handle a single day often predicts how you'll handle the next 50 years. Small habits, repeated with intention, shape your character, your thinking, and eventually your destiny. Every time you choose to take a quiet, intentional action, something as simple as carrying a small reminder in your pocket, you're sending a message to your future self: I'm building something permanent. It's never about grand gestures. It's about the small choices that whisper instead of shout. They don't make headlines, but they change your life from the inside out. When you understand that power, you realize you don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to start with one small, consistent act, and keep doing it. There's a quiet force that shapes everything you do, and it's called compounding. It's the same principle that turns a single coin into a fortune over time, or a few minutes of daily practice into mastery. The difference is, most people only think of compounding in terms of money, but it applies to every part of your life. Every habit you form, every small decision you repeat, adds a tiny layer to your future. One day of effort doesn't seem like much, but when that effort is multiplied by months and years, it becomes something powerful. Imagine brushing your teeth once, it wouldn't do much. But doing it every day keeps your smile strong for decades. The same happens with your mindset, your health, your focus, even your confidence. The effects build quietly, without any grand sign of progress, until suddenly, people look at you and wonder how you got so far ahead. What they don't see is the compounding power of your small, consistent choices. And here's what most people realize too late: time passes whether you act or not. One day, you'll look back and either feel proud or regretful. Many people say, "I wish I'd started when I was younger," not because they didn't know what to do, but because they underestimated the value of starting small and starting early. Every moment you delay is a moment that could have been building interest in your future. So when you make a small habit today, like keeping a simple reminder in your pocket, you're not just doing something for today. You're investing in your future self. You're planting effort now that will grow stronger with every repetition. And years from now, you'll be glad you started when you did. The thing you keep in your pocket doesn't need to be expensive or rare. In fact, the simpler it is, the more powerful it becomes. It could be a small note, a coin, a folded piece of paper, or even a tiny symbol that holds meaning only to you. The power lies not in what it is, but in what it represents. It's something you can carry anywhere, something that fits quietly in your pocket, unseen by others yet constantly connected to your energy. Think of it as your personal reminder, a silent companion that travels with you through every moment of your day. When life feels heavy or distracting, reaching into your pocket and touching that small object brings you back to center. It reminds you of what matters most, of what you're working toward, and of who you're becoming. It becomes your anchor in a world full of noise and chaos. The beauty of this object is in its accessibility. You don't need to buy anything special or follow anyone else's rule. It could be a quote written in your handwriting, a word that keeps you grounded, or even something that symbolizes gratitude, peace, or abundance. What matters is that it means something to you. Every time your hand brushes against it, your subconscious takes notice. It's like a cue, a soft whisper to stay focused, calm, and intentional. This is how symbols work. They bypass logic and speak directly to your inner self. That's why people across cultures, religions, and centuries have always carried tokens, charms, or notes. They understood that the smallest object, when filled with meaning, can hold enormous power. This little thing becomes more than what it appears to be. It becomes a bridge between your present actions and your higher purpose. The key to making this small object powerful lies in how you use it. It's not just about carrying it, it's about letting it become a living part of your daily rhythm. Every morning, when you wake up, reach for it. Feel it between your fingers for a few seconds before the day begins. Let it remind you of your purpose, your focus, or the kind of person you want to be today. That simple act, done with awareness, sets your energy in motion long before anything else happens. Before leaving the house, check your pocket. Make sure it's there. That moment of acknowledgement creates a quiet connection between your thoughts and your actions. It tells your mind, I am in control. I am intentional. Throughout the day, when stress creeps in or confusion clouds your mind, slip your hand into your pocket and feel it again. You don't need to say anything, just remember what it stands for. In that small gesture, you'll find calm, clarity, and direction returning to you. The power comes from repetition, not perfection. You don't need to feel something magical every time you touch it. Some days it will feel ordinary. That's fine. What matters is that you stay consistent. Like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes, it becomes a natural habit that keeps you centered without effort. Over time, your brain begins to associate that small motion with peace and focus. It becomes your reset button, a signal that you're still aligned with your purpose. By weaving this object into your routine, you transform it from a simple item into a daily practice. The more you return to it, the more it returns power to you. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's about showing up for yourself every single day. Something interesting begins to happen once you make this small act part of your life. You start noticing emotional changes that you can't quite explain at first. You feel calmer, less rushed, and more aware of your surroundings. You begin to pause before reacting, to think before speaking, to observe before judging. It's like you've tuned your mind to a slower, wiser frequency. The simple object in your pocket becomes a signal to breathe, to ground yourself, to remember that you're in control of your thoughts, not the other way around. This quiet practice slowly rewires your mental state. Instead of reacting to life's chaos, you start responding with clarity. You shift from being scattered to being intentional. Your focus sharpens. Tasks that once felt overwhelming become manageable. You stop chasing every distraction and start moving toward what truly matters. Each time you touch that reminder, it brings you back to center, like a compass always pointing you toward your true direction. As your mind and emotions settle into this new rhythm, the ripple effects begin to appear in your outer world. You make better decisions because they're rooted in awareness, not impulse. Your relationships improve because you listen more and speak from calm instead of stress. Even your finances start to reflect your inner order. You save more, spend more wisely, and attract more opportunities simply because your energy feels stable and confident. What began as a small, silent ritual becomes the foundation for balance in every area of your life. You realize that change doesn't need to roar, it can whisper. This tiny daily act gently transforms the way you think, feel, and interact with the world around you, creating an invisible thread that ties your emotions, mindset, and outcomes together. After a few months of keeping this small reminder in your pocket, something begins to shift. You start to notice small but steady changes in how you think and feel. You're calmer in situations that used to make you anxious. You recover faster from setbacks. You start recognizing patterns in your behavior and steering them toward what actually serves you. It's subtle, almost invisible, but it's there. You feel more connected to yourself, more aware of the choices you make each day. As more time passes, this habit stops feeling like effort. It becomes second nature. You no longer have to remind yourself to reach for that object, it's already part of you. The moment you feel lost or distracted, your mind naturally looks for that anchor. It's automatic, like breathing. You begin to realize that your outer results, your work, relationships, health, have quietly improved, not because you forced change, but because you built it one tiny moment at a time. Then one day, decades later, you look back and see the difference clearly. The person you became wasn't built through luck or sudden transformation. It happened through quiet consistency, through this one habit that never left your side. Your younger self, the one who decided to start, deserves all the credit. You'll find yourself grateful that you didn't wait for the right time, because you created your own. You'll realize you avoided regrets, the kind that come from ignoring small, meaningful actions. This pocket-sized reminder becomes more than a memory, it's proof that real growth happens in silence, over time. The world might not notice the slow build, but you will. Every result you enjoy years later can be traced back to that single decision, to start small and stay steady. There will be days when you forget. You'll rush out the door, realize later that your pocket feels empty, and think it doesn't matter. Other times, you'll remember it's there but feel a little silly, wondering how something so small could possibly make a difference. That's completely normal. Every new habit feels strange at first. The mind resists quiet change because it's used to chasing quick results. But just like planting a seed, you don't see growth right away, you trust it's happening beneath the surface. The first few weeks might feel slow. You might not notice any major shift, and that's okay. The goal isn't to feel something dramatic overnight, it's to let consistency do its quiet work. Change built on patience lasts longer than change built on excitement. So when progress feels invisible, remind yourself that this practice is working silently, shaping your thoughts and reactions bit by bit. Distractions will always show up. You'll have busy days, stressful moments, or even forget why you started. In those times, that small item in your pocket becomes your lifeline. Reach for it. Feel it. Let it pull you back into focus. It doesn't need words, it just reminds you of who you are and what you're building. One small touch can bring you back from chaos to calm. This isn't a trick or a shortcut. It's a long-term choice, a slow investment in your inner strength and awareness. Every time you return to it, you're proving something powerful to yourself, that you're willing to stay committed even when it's quiet, even when no one's watching. And over time, that steady patience becomes the foundation for real transformation. So now it's your turn to make the choice. Don't overthink it, just pick up one small thing and keep it in your pocket. It doesn't matter if it's a coin, a note, or something that only you understand. What matters is the meaning you give it. This isn't about luck or superstition. It's about setting an intention and carrying it with you every single day. That small action tells the universe, and yourself, that you're ready to live with purpose. Imagine your future self watching you right now. Decades from today, that version of you will remember this moment, the moment you decided to start something small but meaningful. They'll know you didn't wait for perfect timing or big breakthroughs. You simply took a quiet step in the right direction. Your future self is counting on you to begin now, not later. Every time you reach for that object, you're creating a connection between who you are and who you're becoming. You don't need to announce it or explain it to anyone. Just keep it private. Let it be your quiet reminder, your symbol of growth. When life feels uncertain, when things move too fast, you'll have something that pulls you back to your center. You'll know exactly why it's there and what it means to you. Start today. Pocket it. Feel it. Let time do its work. One day, you'll look back and realize that this simple act marked the beginning of something bigger than you ever imagined. The smallest actions often have the longest echoes. And what you start today could be the habit your future self thanks you for, again and again, for the rest of your life. Take a moment and imagine yourself 50 years from now. You're older, wiser, and looking back at the life you built. What will your future self say about the choices you made today? Will they thank you for starting something small that changed everything? That simple item in your pocket could become the thread that connects your past, present, and future. If you decide to start today, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments when you begin and how it makes you feel over the next few days. Remember, it's often the smallest steps that lead to the biggest transformations. If this message inspired you or gave you something to think about, don't forget to like this video. It helps more people discover ideas like this. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, Bright Mind Within, for more simple but powerful teachings that can help you shape your reality, one mindful habit at a time.